What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego in the back with some more boxing. Now, a disclaimer, a warning, federal FBI warning, because I don't want anybody to spread this as this gospel or to come at me after say, oh, you were wrong. I mean, I'm giving my pick. If you follow me on Twitter, I told you I would do this. Who I believe Floyd Mayweather will fight September 12th. And this is just my personal opinion. I will support it and tell you why. Some of it is process of elimination. As we know, Floyd is very secretive. I do have some connections and I've talked to different people, but at this point, it's all speculation. I don't care if you're not, you know what I'm saying, DJ Bling or somebody, Harlem Hot Boy or one of the dudes closest to Floyd, then you probably don't know. So this is just purely my speculation, and I'll break down in this video why I feel it will be the opponent who I'm picking, like why it makes sense, if you will. So again, this is just my thoughts, so you don't run around saying, oh, Floyd's fighting this in September, because I know how some of you guys do. Now, for the pick, I'll just throw it out there. I think Floyd will face Andre the Beast Berto. That's my pick. That's my number one pick for who we will fight. Reason being, this was a fight that was discussed years ago. Berto, if you look at all of the, I'm not saying this is another part of this, because I know I'll probably get a lot of radicalist fans, and I'm not for that. The reason I'm not talking about who deserves it more and stuff, because realistically, when some of you guys bring up your picks on who should fight, a lot of times they're not realistic and you don't understand the business, or you don't live, you know, I mean, this is like some Matrix picks. Oh, he should fight Bradley. Bradley is deserving. And I made videos saying I think Bradley deserves it more than really any other welterweight out there, right? But Bradley is with Top Rank. Bradley is signed to Bob Arum. Bob Arum is suing Mayweather's manager, advisor, Al Heyman. They don't, from what I gathered, I don't think Mayweather liked the business that was done with Top Rank following the Pacquiao loss. How Top Rank and Pacquiao and Team Pacquiao and Bob Arum, the interviews that they did after, he said they were sore losers, they were being losers, and they didn't just take the, you know what I mean, the hit on the chin like a true professional. So I really, me personally, that's why I'm ruling Bradley out. I don't see him overcoming when he just made a shit ton of money in the Pacquiao fight and working with them again, given the current climate with the lawsuits. Didn't like how they responded and reacted to the Pacquiao fight. Arum's on record saying Pacquiao won the fight. Pacquiao said he won the fight. Bob Arum then changed it and said it was a draw. Then he said that Mayweather would lose if Pacquiao had two good arms and his shoulder wasn't injured. So again, my personal opinion, I don't think Mayweather's in a real rush to work with them again. And Bradley's on that side. So I ruled him out. Another reason I'm picking Berto is because this is a fight that they talked about making years ago. I mean, Berto was supposed to fight a couple guys before the earthquake in Haiti. He was supposed to fight Shane Mosley, and he was undefeated, and he was like a slick fighter, and people want to see that. Another thing is that Berto is coming off the Josito Lopez win, which is a definitive win because he stopped him. I mean, I think after post-fight, some people said it was a premature stoppage, but he got knocked down twice and it was stopped. So he's coming off a clean-cut win versus some other welterweights, Bradley included, even though I don't think that would happen for other reasons with Top Rank. You look at Amir Khan. He almost went life and death with a guy coming off of a 6 knockdown loss against Manny Pacquiao and a split decision before that, who was moving up in weight. So for me, Amir Khan, he won the fight in my opinion, but it wasn't, again, what I'm considering a clean-cut win because a lot of people were considering it a mismatch and expected him to blow it out. Same thing with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was expected, and he did pretty good. But the fact that he got hurt like he did in that round 5, I think that kind of overshadowed, because in the boxing fan's mind, I'm not saying my personal opinion, I'm saying the boxing fan mind, go on comment sections about Collazo versus Keith Thurman, and you'll see this. People were like, oh, he was overrated, his power's overrated, and that negative kind of outweighed and overshadowed the whole performance in some people's eyes, and they just deemed it mad because they expected in those two fights, Khan Algieri, Collazo versus Thurman, they expected a masterclass performance where it was a clean-cut win with no hesitation and flawless. And we didn't get that. Those are good fights, and they were competitive in whatever regard. So Keith Thurman, I don't think he is going to get the fight in September. He's the mandatory, and again, he's coming off of that performance where one round happened to overshadow a lot of things in the minds of some of the fans, right? Plus, he just fought, so I don't think he'd be right back. I'm not saying he can't do it. I just don't see his advisor Al Heyman putting him in a position where like, oh, now you have to fight again September 12th when he literally just fought. It's not unthinkable. Fighters in the past used to do it, Ray Robinson's and whatnot, but the current landscape of boxing, nobody really fights that frequently. Robert Guerrero did fight. He fought in March, and then he fought in May, I think it was. And you've seen that was a tough fight. He didn't probably give himself the proper time to heal and recover, and he got dropped by a guy with 4 knockouts. So I don't think it'll be Keith Thurman. Amir Khan. I'm actually, this is my alternate pick. I think Amir Khan has a shot, but I think he'll pick Berto over Amir Khan. I don't think Mayweather likes Amir Khan, right? I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but I don't think he really likes him. And I think it's Amir Khan. If you look at all of the candidates, Amir Khan is probably the most outright and the one that appears most desperate. And if I know a thing or two about Floyd Mayweather, even though I'm picking Khan as my plan B, if my plan A is not right, the thing with Amir Khan is Floyd, he almost has a Napoleon complex, and he likes to be in the driver's seat, right? That's just, it is what it is. He likes the power. He likes being in charge. He likes to have women around him. I mean, there's certain things, if you watch enough of Floyd, you'll notice the pattern. He likes to grab the bull by the horns and be the one calling the shots. Freddie Roach has said something similar. He said, we wanted to announce the fight or talk about it, but we had a gag order, and he was so controlling, he didn't let us say anything about it. We couldn't say anything, and we didn't want to spoil the fight, so we didn't say anything. So that being said, I think kind of with that type of personality, that type of alpha male, that type of controlling personality, I don't know that he would give Amir Khan the fight right now, since Amir Khan is coming again off of the Chris Algieri performance, which was a bit shaky in the minds of the public. Plus, Khan has been the most vocal. He's been desperate. He's been like wearing Mayweather masks. He's been the most outright and candid about wanting it. So I think Mayweather, with his personality, and Khan, I think that would almost clash a bit in terms of like Mayweather doesn't want you to he doesn't want you to have your way or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Khan is so desperate that he doesn't want people to feel that they could do what Khan did and just keep screaming his name and calling his name out and talking about him in every interview and get the fight. He likes to do things on his own accord. He likes to beat to the sound of his own drum, if you will. So Khan is my alternate pick, but I'm a little bit hesitant on that. Then you look at guys like Kell Brook. Kell Brook, that's a great fight. And again, with this video, this is just my opinion and my rationale. I'm not saying this is fact, and I'm not saying I wouldn't want to see all of these fights, right? This is just my opinion on what I think will happen, right? So all of these are great fights. Kell Brook, his resume a little bit skimpy. He obviously is the IBF champion, but in the States he's not necessarily a big well-known name. So I don't know, especially if after making as much money as he made with Pacquiao, I don't know that he would pick Kell Brook because it's not necessarily a huge event. There would be, I don't know. I just don't. I just feel like Kell Brook is not a big brand. He's not a huge brand. He might pick him, but I just think he'll look to other options. Someone who maybe has more of a presence in America for his next fight. Kareem Mayfield, that's my dude. I don't think he'll pick Mayfield just based on the fact that Mayfield's been pretty inactive. And he's not coming off of a signature win, like a name win, like Berto is. Berto's coming off the Josito Lopez, who's been in there with Canelo, fought and upset Victor Ortiz. Now, let's talk some more about Berto and what I think is going on with Berto. Berto is with Al Heyman. Mayweather is with Al Heyman. And that's another thing. When you talk about what September 12th fight, I told you guys on the Ego Rumor Mill that I think it might be on free TV. So if he already cashed out and made a hell of a lot of money in the Pacquiao fight, He's not really starving for money. Like, he can just do exactly what he said in that interview and fight a solid guy, right? They're both with Al Heyman versus a Kell Brook versus a Gennady Golovkin or whoever else the person is, Timothy Bradley. Those aren't Al Heyman fighters. So it's always easier. I don't care who you are. It's always easier to make in-house deals. Like, if you are in charge of this fighter and that fight, like Nicholas Walters and Vasyl Lomachenko would be easier to make than Vasyl Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux, because Rigondeaux is no longer with Top Rank. You know what I mean? So you have to cross a bridge in order to negotiate. So that's another thing. Berto fight can happen easy. Other thing you got to look at is the timing. The timing is down to the wire. It's about 2 months left, and you could look at the high profile fights like the Amir Khan. Do you think they're gonna do that like with down to the bare bones minimum? I don't know that they would make a bigger fight or a bigger name like a Triple G or an Amir Khan with only 2 months to promote and train and do everything. You know what I'm saying? So Berto, he's a guy with a name. Like Mayweather said, he's a solid guy. He has athleticism. People said they want to see Floyd fight a black fighter. Floyd, I think he's in the mindset that I just beat the guy you wanted me to beat. So if I want to take a tune-up style fight, I have every right to. If I want to take a fight, and honestly, this is the thing. I'm not preaching and saying Berto's the best fight, because by far I don't feel Berto's the best fight out of all of the fights. However, Berto might be able to give Floyd some problems. He's big, he's strong, and he has speed, and he's athletic. Now, there are some things that I noticed, like Berto in his last fight, he was losing. I had him losing every round, though, Cito Lopez, so I might be dead wrong. But based on, I guess, if he takes it serious and his actual skill when he does let his hands go, him being a bit younger and athletic and having speed and pop, possibly. And the art of surprise, the element of surprise, if you will. So I'm not saying I would obviously pick Mayweather to beat Berto, but I think it's just kind of like Maidana. There's only me and a few other people who said Maidana could make this a gutsy fight. Some people were saying he's going to get outboxed, he's too slow, too flat-footed, and it's usually the fights like that where they turn out to be better. Some people said Cotto was damaged goods and gave him a better fight than Pacquiao did. Pacquiao was the guy that was supposed to knock him out and show him all these angles and do all this stuff. Boxing's weird like that. Boxing works like that. You sometimes get a match, like you look at John Molina versus Lucas Matisse, in my opinion, was more exciting than Ruslan Provodnikov versus Lucas Matisse. But on paper, I thought a lot less of John Molina versus Matisse. I don't know if John Molina was coming off a loss. I kind of feel like he was. I don't remember. But when I heard Ruslan and Matisse were fighting, it was a decent fight. It was a good fight. But it wasn't as electrifying to me and back and forth and competitive as Molina and Matisse. So again, boxing's weird like that, where sometimes the match on paper that sounds like it's going to be great, it turns out to be a lot more dull. Like I said, if you look at the Pacquiao, people said he was going to knock Mayweather out, and there's a couple guys who a lot of people weren't given chances to, like the Cottos, like the like I just said, Maidana in the first fight, and they gave Pacquiao or Canelo a huge chance to beat Mayweather, and those fights turned out to be pretty one-sided. So that's the other thing. In-house fight, little time to prepare. Berto's athletic. He's a black, slick fighter. Mayweather just came off of a triumphant fight where he made a lot of money. So he probably in the mindset of, like, let me take this soft touch, or this guy I should be able to beat, because he even said that. And I think a lot of people thought he was joking. The last thing I will say is this. A lot of people, they're not looking at it like this. The 49th fight, it ties the record with Rocky Marciano. The 50th fight breaks the record. So to me, the 50th fight is bigger. And you also have an opponent who just generated a career-high payday for both of you in Manny Pacquiao, who's out for the rest of the year, right? So looking at that, there's a couple welterweights, like I said, the Keith Thurman, the Amir Khans, they've had a little bit shaky of performances. If he were to fight a guy like Berto, who's just solid, and beat him like he would be the favorite, that ties the record. And in 2016, even though he's saying this is his final fight, I think there will be a lot of big money in fighting a tougher fight. In fighting, I don't know, Pacquiao in a rematch, Golovkin, or let's say at the end of the year, Amir Khan fights Kell Brook, or Amir Khan fights Keith Thurman, or whatever, and then fighting the winner in the 50th fight. See, a lot of people sleep on this. Floyd is a smart businessman. It's not just chess. It's not checkers, it's chess. And I think they think him and his team, Al Heyman and stuff, they control a lot of the chess pieces, and I think they are thinking of the future. Floyd, and this is the other thing, Floyd knows damn well his next move, because if anyone knows, it's him. The public doesn't know because he tries to throw the dogs off the scent and things like that. So Floyd will say, like, oh, I'm going to retire. He probably knows if he wants to retire or not. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is my final fight. Oh, I'm done with the sport. He knows if he wants to fight Pacquiao. He knows if he wants to break or tie Rocky Marciano's record. You know what I'm saying? He knows these things. The public just doesn't know. So that being said, I think there is probably an infrastructure and a game plan for the 50th fight. That's just my opinion. Again, this is all speculation. I could be dead wrong. Floyd has been known to throw the dogs off the scent. Oh, I'm fighting Devin, and then not fighting him, or he let people bully him and say he was scared to fight Canelo because he didn't want to sign on the dotted line, and Canelo pulled off the undercard with Austin Trout, and he let him do all that and have that temper tantrum, and then he fought him the very next fight anyway. So Floyd likes to move, win, and how he pleases, and that's nothing new. So we'll see. Again, I'm not saying this is just my opinion on what I think will happen, but I think based on the limited amount of time, the fight, I think he's just looking to have a fight where he should win, and then the 50th fight will be big, especially if he's putting on free TV. That's the other thing. I got to say that real quick. If they put on free TV, Floyd is about his business. Floyd is about his money, especially at this point of his career when he feels accomplished and decorated. So to me, Amir Khan versus Mayweather is a bigger fight than Berto versus Mayweather, right? Amir Khan or Pacquiao 2 or whatever. So why not give the fans a decent fight? You know what I mean? Berto, a solid guy, like he keeps saying, on free TV, and then make your 50th go back to your pay-per-view stuff and doing pay-per-view. So again, my whole thing is, as a business, I don't know that Floyd would want to fight a Golovkin on free TV, or a Pacquiao 2 on free TV, or even Amir Khan, because I think all those fights are pay-per-view worthy and generate more money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even Khan, some people hate on the fight, but Khan has enough of a fan base. He has enough of a name where, especially you slap a cool fight on the undercard, that's a pay-per-view easy. It's an easy pay-per-view. Versus Berto, we know that's not pay-per-view worthy, so you can do your charity fight, you know what I mean, or the fight you're expected to win on free TV, and then makes your 50th fight that more special, if that makes any sense. It's just like a rapper. If he has a hot verse, you might not want to spit that verse on someone else's album and save it for your own album. And that's the thing. If you're going to give out a free fight, like a free concession fight, a charity fight, or you're going to give your best shit up. Last thing is the Espys coming on this week. I feel like he might announce it that day. I don't know, at the Espys or that day on Twitter or something, because there are going to be a lot of eyes on sports in general, and he's being nominated for Fighter of the Year along with Gennady Golovkin. But we'll see. He, like I said, he could pull a rabbit out of the hat. That's my pick. Drop me a comment. Make sure you like my video as always. Hey, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.